Welcome back to Wall Again, where passion meets music, and in this episode I just want to talk about a new acquisition to my collection. It is of course Emerson Lake and Palmer's Tarkus. It's their second studio album, released in 1971, and I think this is probably one of their best albums, but let me know in the comments below if you think there is a better Emerson Lake and Palmer album in their back catalogue. But I just wanted to run through the packaging, and obviously I've listened to the album a lot over the last few years and months, but I never actually owned a copy until today. So I purchased a copy from an online record store in Ireland called Comet Records. They're on Discogs, and I'd highly recommend anyone, if you're looking for rare vinyl or CDs, that is the place to go. And their prices are really, really good. I think I got this album for around €4, which was great. I got a pile of other stuff, and the postage wasn't too dear either if you're in Ireland. So I know it can be tricky in Ireland if you're getting stuff from the UK with Brexit and everything. You can be imposed with customs charges. I've had to go to Europe, the Netherlands, France, Germany, places like that, looking for albums to buy, and then the postage ends up massively expensive. And then, of course, you might have to wait a week for them to get delivered to Ireland. So if you're in Ireland and you're looking for CDs to be delivered or vinyl to be delivered quickly, Comet Records is the place to go. Anyway, so this album, okay, I'll just show you the packaging. So it's not a digipack. It's actually a cardboard sleeve, okay? But it's one of the more impressive cardboard sleeves I've seen. So it's like a gatefold, okay? So it opens up like this on the outside, and you can see fantastic graphics. I think this is a phenomenal cover for a progressive rock album. Absolutely brilliant. You can see the armadillo there as a tank, and then Tarkus, and on the spine then it's got Emerson, Lake and Palmer there. So that's absolutely brilliant. They don't show the tracks on the back, but that's probably just to keep the artwork nice and clean. And then on the inside you've got this fantastic imagery. I'd love to know if it's like that on the vinyl. So if anyone has this album on vinyl, let me know what's on the inside in the gatefold sleeve, double gate sleeve. Is it like this? Because you've got these fantastic images here of basically the first track on the album, telling the story of the first track on the album. So as many people on this channel will be aware of this album, the first track there is called Tarkus, and it's split up into a number of different sections. So we've got Eruption, Stones of Years, Iconoclast, Mass, Manticore, The Battlefield, and Aqua Tarkus. So absolutely fantastic piece of music. It's one side of vinyl, so it runs for 20 minutes, but it's fantastic. And then it goes on to the second side, which are unrelated tracks, and this is where things get a little bit quirky. We've got Jeremy Bender, which is co-written between Keith Emerson and Greg Lake, and then Bitches Crystal, The Only Way, they're both Emerson tracks. Infinite Space, Conclusion, Emerson and Palmer collaborate on that one. A Time and a Place, Emerson, Lake and Palmer on that one. And then Are You Ready, Eddie, which to me is just a throwaway song at the end of the album, but I'm not going to criticize the album for that. Emerson, Lake and Palmer on that one as well. So obviously the personnel on this one, it's Keith Emerson on Hammond organ, St. Mark's Church organ, piano, Celeste, Moog, and synthesizers. Greg Lake on vocals, bass, electric and acoustic guitars, and Carl Palmer on drums and assorted percussion. This one was recorded at Ad Vision, which is of course that very famous studio in London, and the engineer on this one was Eddie Are You Ready Offord. So Eddie Offord is the engineer. Of course Eddie Offord worked with Rory Gallagher in Ad Vision for a lot of those early Rory Gallagher albums. So this is where he made his name though, with Emerson, Lake and Palmer. The album was produced by Greg Lake, and the lyrics are by Greg Lake and arranged and directed by ELP. So I should say the paintings are by William Neal. So all this fantastic imagery is by William Neal. Okay, so then opening up into the album, I really like the way they do this. It's like the old vinyl. They have a paper sleeve inside the cardboard, okay, and then in the paper sleeve you've got the CD. But this is really cool with the CD. They've made it look like a vinyl, okay, with the black outer edge and then the label in the middle, which I think is really, really cool. But yeah, I've been listening to this album, stuck it on this evening, and I have to say it absolutely, I was going to say it absolutely rocks. It doesn't really rock. It's a prog. It's a progressive rock album. It progs, if that's even a word. But yeah, it's absolutely brilliant. One of the best progressive rock albums of all time, in my opinion. And I'm getting through them. I have loads of prog that I need to get through, but certainly this is top of the heap for me. It's up there with Close to the Edge by Yes, or Romantic Warrior by Return to Forever, or even Birds of Fire by the Mahavishnu Orchestra. These are fantastic prog rock and jazz fusion albums, and I think this one from Emerson, Lake and Palmer is definitely up there. And you might be surprised that, you know, me being such a big guitar fan, that I'm a big lover of this album, because there's not a whole lot of guitar that's prominent in this album. There certainly is guitar throughout the whole album, but there's no blistering solos or even some of the nice playing that Steve Howe has on Close to the Edge. You don't find a lot of that on this album. Greg Lake is a fantastic musician, but obviously he's a bass player and singer primarily, and then a guitarist maybe secondary. But I don't think it takes away from the album. Keith Emerson is amazing on this album. His playing is just fantastic. And of course, Carl Palmer, an unbelievable progressive rock drummer. So if you're not familiar with this album and you like progressive rock, I would encourage you to go check it out. If you are familiar with it, please let me know in the comments what your favourite song is on the album. And if you could also let me know if this is your favourite ELP album, or if there's another album that you prefer. I know a lot of people love the debut album, Emerson, Lake and Palmer, and also I know a lot of people love Brain Salad Surgery. Yeah, so they're two albums on my list that I need to get at some point. But there's also an album out there called Love Beach that I know no ELP fans take seriously and like. So let me know in the comments below what you think. Thanks for sticking to the end of the video, and if you could hit the like button, I would greatly appreciate it. And subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. And I will talk to you on the next one. Bye for now.